Internet, hello booktube. I am so glad to be back with you guys. I hope you guys missed me as much as I missed you because I missed you guys a ton. I have been laying a little low. There was some sickness that went through my family. Blah blah blah. Time off, but I'm back and I'm back with a treat. There is going to be a video every single day this week, you guys. It is Women's History Month. Because of that, I am joining up with the online feminism bash party book link extravaganza. And yeah, this whole week we are just going to be getting together and talking about feminism. I have several videos lined up to recommend to you guys. Books that I love that are feminist, that hit every age group. I've got picture books, middle grade, and young adult books. Today we're going to talk a little bit about me and who I am and why I'm doing this. We're going to end the week with a video all about other feminists that I think you should check out, other voices I think who are doing absolutely great work inside this space. So please come back every day this week and join me. After that, regular videos will resume. I have lots of catch up to do, lots of backlogs, several sexy Saturdays to bring you guys. If you are joining my channel from the Link Up Party, a quick introduction. Hello, my name is Chelsea. I do booktube here at the Reading Outlaw. What that means is I talk about the books that I read, the books that I bring in, my job as a librarian, bookish stuff going on just kind of in the book community. I bring it all here and I talk about it. Other stuff that you'll find, I really like to talk about fan culture and fandom and fan spaces. I read fan fiction, so you'll find me talking a lot about that and the politics of how all of that works together. I'm also really big into talking about social justice issues and politics. Those conversations usually take a liberal bent, full warning, so if that's something that's not necessarily going to sit right with you, you have that information up front. Otherwise, why am I participating in this party? Well, I saw Kelly, I'm going to move this noisy stack of picture books off my lap. I saw Kelly Jensen put out a call for people who wanted to participate in essentially a huge internet feminism party for the 13th through the 17th of March, and I said, hell yes, I want to do that. I really love everything that Kelly Jensen does and the work that she does. She's a role model of mine working within the young adult library atmosphere. Also, what's better than more feminism on the internet? So I signed up immediately and knew that one of the first videos I was going to have to do was going to be an introduction to myself and why I jumped so quickly at the chance to participate outside of the fact that I really admire Kelly. Well, here's the thing. We live in a current political climate that seems to think that women aren't people who should have full control over their lives, their bodies, and their futures. There are a lot of people that think that we may have moved past this time because women have secured the right to vote and women have secured the right to drive and to go to school in America and several Western countries, but not globally. Women are not necessarily legally disenfranchised in regards to legislation dictating things like workplace pay. Although, they are though. See, that's the thing. This is one of the situations where we on paper seem to have achieved a lot more than the de facto status of the way several women live. This seems like the most opportune time to also acknowledge something that I think is important when we go forward from here. I, as you can probably tell, am white. This leads to a certain cultural and social context through which I interpret and view things. I work consistently to try and check that whenever I can, but I'm not perfect, so shit still slips through every now and then. Also, I curse. So I am working from a history of white feminism and working really hard to overcome that history and to put that history in context and to broaden my scope and my definition. Because if feminism is not intersectional, then it's not really feminism. That's a lesson I've learned in the past several years, growing out of the history of a very middle-class, privileged, and white place to form opinions from. I am a fat person and I'm also a bisexual person. I also suffer from anxiety and from cyclical depression. So there are markers and members of marginalized communities that I can speak to and share experiences with. But while those things are all important to acknowledge, they are all also things that aren't necessarily visible on the surface. So they are important for me to verbally say out loud. Because we all just need to acknowledge our privilege, you guys. We just need to check in and acknowledge it and bring it into the conversation, and then we can move on. So, I work with young adults. I'm a young adult librarian by day, in addition to being a booktuber by night. And so I see lots of teens every day going through that stage in their lives where they're making some really big decisions about school, about sex, about their bodies and what they look like and who they like and how they identify and all of these things. And so I am kind of on the front lines, so to speak, if you will, about people who are really in the midst of making some of those decisions. And feminism is more important for them than I think for possibly any other group of people in the world. They are at the point where they are needing to acknowledge and be validated by society that is really pushing hard to not do that for women, especially women who don't necessarily fit societal standards or societal norms or gender norms or the gender binary. There's just lots of moving pieces to this puzzle, and it's a puzzle that we all are going to need to work together to solve, or we're all just going to basically get fucked. So I am making videos this week to highlight books and voices and experiences that I loved growing up, that I wish that I'd had when I was growing up, that I think are really important to read regardless of what age or gender you might be, because they speak to the wide variety of strengths within women and the wide variety of ways in which we can conceptualize feminism. There is no one feminism. There is no one femininity. I am here to have these conversations with you guys all week. I will be in the comments nonstop. You can hit me up on Twitter. Please come talk to me about this. It's been a pleasure introducing myself to you. If you already know me, if all of this is old hat, thank you so much for watching this 6-minute video. Otherwise, come back every day this week for the Here We Are Feminism Party. It's going to be rad. Tomorrow we're talking picture books, my 5 favorite picture books that I love, that I read to Will, that Will loves or is growing to love. Some of them are a little old for him, but we'll get into that tomorrow. Please come back and party with me all week. Until next time, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Have happy reading.